Hello, hello. Welcome to Mary. We're going to wait 2 more minutes before starting the webinar to see if other people want to join. Can you hear me well? Is everything all right? I think there is a chat bar somewhere. Perfect. So I have Stacy, I have Mary. Perfect. So first of all, nice to meet you. Thanks for joining. I'm going to talk 2-3 minutes so you can get used to my French accent. Hopefully it will get easier. Obviously, the aim of this quick webinar is to make a good CV very quickly. I can see that sometimes I receive a ton of CV and I'm not going to say it's boring, but it doesn't show any personality. And you need to read a lot through it to know what people can teach, what they can teach. And trust me, when you're a principal, when you're HR managers in a school, you don't have time to waste. So the objective, obviously, of this webinar is to make your life as simple as possible. So it will be available as well for replay. It should be available for the few next days. So first of all, to everyone, welcome. I'm going to wait 2 more minutes. Does everyone want to introduce yourself? So I guess Mary and Stacy, you are both French teacher, am I right? So I think, yes, Mary, we were in touch, you are going back in France. And Stacy, Titi, I think you're on the page, but I don't... your surname is French, Stacy. Okay, but you are not French. That's interesting. It's a beautiful last name, though. That's a very, very beautiful last name. Get ready before we start. As it will be available on replay, I think we can go ahead. So obviously, as mentioned, the objective of this webinar is to design in a few minutes a well-designed CV with all the information you need. So HR's manager will want to hire you and you will get a job much easier. So what are we going to talk about today? It's the importance of a good CV. What we should include, different type of format, how to access easily and simply nice format, nice design. So we want to stand out. Okay, so when 100 people send the same CV, you want to be the other person that will send something different if you want to be the person that will be interviewed. Trust me, it helps for, especially if you don't have much experience. I can tell you that in 4 years ago, I didn't have any experience in any industry rather than fundraising, but I started to work hard on a CV and I got a senior position within a few days. So it's really, really important to have a well-formatted CV and to have a good CV as well. So we'll also show you what to avoid and how to apply. It simply means that sometime I wake up, I receive 7 times the same application from the same teacher that applies 7 times to the same role. Obviously, it's worrying when it's happened, and we will always wonder, if he does that to every job, he might not be the right person, or it doesn't build trust. Okay, so we really want to be trustworthy. And after, I will try to reply to every question that you may have at the end of this webinar. So let's get started. The importance of a good CV. So how long does the recruiter, HR manager, or principal look at a CV before deciding if you are worth interviewing or not? If you can even look it on Google, so I'm not lying, it's actually between 5 and 8 seconds in average. So sometimes it might be more, sometimes it might be less, but you have between 5 and 8 seconds to attract the attention. So it's a very, very short period of time. And that's why you need to pick the information you want to be on top of the CV. So either they want to read further away in your CV, either they want to interview on the spot. Okay, so starting a CV with big paragraphs doesn't make sense at all. You will waste your time, and you don't want that. Okay, so really choose well. Sorry if I do that when my hand disappears. I just have a green screen, so that's why. So what to include? First page, you want to highlight what you can teach. So obviously, if you're a French teacher, a secondary French teacher, you want to say, I'm a secondary French teacher. If you are a mathematics teacher, you want to write secondary maths teacher. If you can teach VC maths, obviously you want to add them. Math methods, further mathematics, specialist mathematics, really teach every subject you can teach at the top. So someone know straight away if you can be the right fit for them or not. And this is what you want. You want also to maybe show them how many years of experience you have. So if you have 4 years of experience, maybe write 4 years of experience. If you have more, less. Show some personality as well. So that will go in the design. And also prove that you are compliant. When I say prove that you are compliant, it actually means that you want to show that you are registered with the Victorian Institute of Teaching, that you have valid working rights. So if you are an Australian citizen, if you're a permanent resident, if you have a long-term visa, it's totally up to you. But try to put this information on top so they know straight away that you are worth interviewing. So let's say I have an ongoing position, you have a temporary visa for 6 months, you are just wasting their time by applying. They might interview you, they will find out you're not the right fit, they will say no. So try to save you time, try to save their time, and try to make a good impact. So what to include in a good CV the second part. So I've met many teachers that have been casual leave teacher for several years, and here it gets hard for you to get a new position. Why? Because most of the school will think, if she hasn't been or if he hasn't been able to secure a full-time ongoing position in 10 years, it might be because he or she is not good enough, and I'm not sure I want to interview that person. So always try to justify. So let's say if you were on a maternity leave or on a paternity leave, or recently it happened, a lady had twins. So obviously, if you have twins, it takes more time. It's hard to work full time. So really try to be straightforward. Try to explain why. But if you don't say anything, it will be hard, and people will might not even consider your application, thinking you don't meet the criteria, and that's absolutely what you want to avoid. Okay, so that's a good one. So I think I prepared the poll before we start getting ready. Let me see if it goes live. It's my first live, so I have no idea if it's appear on the screen or not. But you should have a poll. Do you know how many pages a CV should have? So when I say a CV, I really want to exclude what can happen with the selection criteria for public school. I just mean the CV excluding this selection criteria. So yeah, just tell me what's your opinion. How many pages do you think it should include? I'm curious to know what you think. On 2-3 pages. Okay. So it's not too far from it. So I prefer 1 pages or 2 pages. I think after 3 pages, no one will read them. So, or they will stop in the middle. So try to be as short as possible. I know sometimes it's hard to put everything in 1 or 2 pages, but this is what we want to try to achieve. So now I'm going to make you do a small exercise. So we are going to go on Google. It's just to show you a quick sample. We are going to write Canva resume on Google. So I can do it with you. Actually, I'm going to try to share my screen. Okay, so I hope you can see my screen. So we are going to do Canva teacher CV or Canva resume. It's up to you. I say Canva resume, so I'm going to do Canva resume. So I'm going to click on the first link. On the first link, perfect, it's in English. You should have a lot of CV possible. We are going to write browse CV. And you can see that actually you have some nice templates which have a bit more personality. Some have the photos in, some I think don't have the photos. So I'll let you decide the one you like the most. You see this one doesn't have any photos. These other ones have some. So try to find one that you like, that meets your criteria, that meets you think your personality. So I think especially for art teachers, it's always good to bring some something fresh, something new, rather than just a boring Word document with Calibri fonts, which is 11 size, which is very, very boring and too much in the norm. So we are going to choose one. Let's say this one. It's actually very easy to design. So I click on it, I put customize this design. Okay. So about me, you can write a few steps here. Here we can potentially design here, delete these bars on the right hand side, subjects or main methods, and you can write, I don't know, if you teach mathematics, VC math, science, biology, write your subjects here, then your previous experience. So please always rank your experience from the most recent to the latest one. I think it's something that some people do a mistakes. I've actually cheated and I've designed something. Let me see the chat first. Okay, you couldn't see the screen. Sorry. That's my bad. Okay. Sorry. Share screen. Do you see my? Oh, let me see. Can you see my screen now or not? Yes. Okay. Sorry for that. So let's do it again. So I was asking you to go to Canva resume. Okay. So Canva resume, we click on the first page. So browse templates. And here you have plenty of templates that you can choose on. Okay, so you have some with photos, some without photos. So it's totally up to you the one you prefer. Try to get one that match your personality. It's easily adaptable. So let's say I click on this one, customize this template. It's load a bit, but here, you can write down so the subjects you teach. You can write your contact details, maybe put your contact details on top. You can edit your photo, your full name, your experiences. I'm going to be honest with you. I've actually cheated a bit as well. Let's attack. I've already filled a CV for you that I can make available on the chat. I don't know if it appears, but basically it is what I've done with the same template as I just showed you. So if you click on the CV teachers, this is what I've made out of this template. So I just simply add a photo that I click drop on this photo. It's my LinkedIn photo, by the way. I did my experiences, my details on top with obviously the fact that if I'm citizen or not, my VAT number, my main methods. I really want to make everyone knows who I am very simply. So the CV, I think, appear on the left of the screens. So hopefully you can see it here as well. So just try to make something simple like that. It shows some personality. It's simple. It's one page only. So obviously, if sometimes you have more experience, you can go ahead. It also explain why I'm looking for a position. So I just say, look, I'm looking for a position because I want a leadership role. I've been teaching for the past 7 years. So now it's time for me to move on my career. So contact details, compliance we did, main methods we did, work experience we did. So in reverse chronological order, obviously. If you work on a fixed term, always mention it, okay? Otherwise, people might think, she or he got fired, and you don't want that. I've also wrote, teacher aid while I was studying, so it can also be a good thing. Your education as well, so you can see that I put Bachelor of Science and Master of Secondary Education still in a reverse chronological order. On photos, by the way, I think I said it, but the photos are not mandatory in Australia, so I'll leave it up to you to see if you like them or if you want to remove them. It's totally depend on what you like or not. Next page. So what's to avoid long paragraphs, as I say, long CVs, and please no more than 2 pages unless you apply to a public school and you need to include key selection criteria. You don't want to send a too basic CV. So that's why I was sending you to Canva. I think after this webinar, really have a play with it. It's really simple. Everyone should be able to play with it. Send a PDF. Sending a PDF CV is always better than a Word. And if you want to apply, obviously you can use the job platform, you can use recruitment agencies. I will always be happy to help you if you need any assistance, even if you have designed your CV and you need some help or you want me to have a quick look into it. You can send me your CV at lucasl@comment.com .au, and I will be more than happy to give you a positive review or a negative review to let you know how you could improve it. But that's where I wanted to bring you. So do you have any question right now? Or do you want to jump on Canvas so I can show you how to really do it from scratch to end? Just let me know in the chat. No, it's fine for Marie. Stacy, what do you think? Maybe we lost Stacy on the way. Alors, if not include long paragraph, you should. It's just people won't read them, so that's why I'm trying to say to avoid long paragraph, because most of the time people won't read them. So you see here, I just wrote in big. I've been teaching VC. Yes, point form is much better. So when if you go back on the presentation on the CV that I dropped as a sample, I added bullet points. Okay, so teach VC mathematics methods, increase overall VC result, but instead of making long paragraphs where you know you are going to lose the reader, you really want to try to have bullet points and to try, I thought that subject in big and after small bullet points, but not too much, no more than 3-4 lines per experience. So try to mix them together. Okay, so that's a good idea. Referees, always try to add referees as well if you have some. It shows some credibility. So here at the bottom left part, I put some parts with referees. So if you have some room, always add them. And obviously, the most recent referees are, the better it is. Like if you have referees from 10 years ago, it's not really good. When I'm working with school, me usually they'll ask, so either for the last employer, either if you haven't asked your last employer, if you haven't told them you want to leave, they will want to speak with the school you were just before. So, and they want to speak with your leader. So sometimes you put a friend, sometimes you put co-worker. No, they want to speak either with your head of department, either with your principal, deputy principal, but try to have some leaders within the school rather than just a co-worker. Okay, so yes, and you can add also, we have been working for 5 years or whatsoever. You put the phone number, the email. Also, always mention to you referees that you have added them as a referee, so they are not surprised when they receive a call from another school to say, hey, I'm doing a reference check. And also try to always ensure they're going to say nice things about you. It's look logical, but I can promise you that sometime when we contact referees, they give really bad references about teachers, and why would you add someone that will say negative things about you? You know, like it's, for me, it's logical, maybe not for everyone, but hopefully it should be fine. Okay. Do you have any other questions? No, but perfect. Look, it was my first webinar. We try to organize one maybe every 2 weeks. If you guys have any question, I would love to, you know, to have a regular meeting with you to see what we can improve on, maybe on job interviews, maybe on CVs, maybe on teaching philosophy, and yeah, to have everyone, a small community chatting together. I think I'm just discovering the software as well. So in the same time, you know, so I learn also to use the software, and after to maybe ask people to be able to ask questions as well in live if you want. Why not for the interviews? Definitely. The key question that we ask, and yeah, why not? Not a problem at all. Thanks. Thank you very much. So for key selection criteria, to be honest, I don't work with public school, but usually it should be about half page. I wouldn't say more, because same thing after, if you are too long, people won't read it. And for job interviews, I think the key thing is to be confident. Students like confidence, so if you're a bit hesitant, students, you need to build trust. So confidence, smile, good body language, but I can definitely organize a webinar all together so we can discuss that further. On my French teaching position, I actually do have a couple of French teaching positions, so feel free to let me know. I'll rewrite my email if you need any help. And I tell you, I wish you a really, really good afternoon, evening. Feel free to send me your CV once they are designed on Canva so I can give you some tips if we can improve them or not. It shouldn't take you more than 15 to 20 minutes, so it's super easy. And I wish you a lovely evening. Thank you very much, everyone. Bye.